Hi ladies, this is Milan here, So Natural Wellness, and you know me, my motto is always chic women don't diet. So I'm going to show you today the best way to lose weight and to maintain it. So one of the things I always do is make sure that I'm cooking with the right ingredients and also making sure that I'm cooking with using the right techniques. So we're going to start off with, this is the pan I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using my brazier, and I'm just going to turn my stove on, my burners on, just light. Make sure that I have my tongs here, which I'm going to be using. And also I have all of my ingredients. So I have butter. We will be using olive oil. And because we're really going to be doing just quick sauteing of these ingredients, this is not going to be some long process of cooking, and I'm not going to be doing a lot of explaining like I typically do. So I'm just going to show you how this is done, and then you can duplicate it at home as well. Now, the reason that a lot of times when you cook something, if you feel that it doesn't come out right, is because one or two things, and especially if it doesn't come out the same way every single time. Number one, you're using the wrong equipment. Number two, you're using the wrong ingredients. And number three, the wrong techniques. So that's what I want you to walk away with today, is that you want to make sure, in order to lose weight and to keep it off and maintain it, that you're cooking using the right techniques and you're using the right ingredients. So I have my butter. I have my leeks here, which I have cut, and I have also cleaned. So I've sliced them in half, but I wanted to make sure that I leave some of the green on so they would be extremely tasty. So I left a little bit of that on. So I have, I purchased 2 leeks. So I have 2 really nice jumbo leeks. And like I said, I just split it down the center, make sure that I clean the inside of it and chop the ends off. Also, I have 3 garlic cloves, which I have sliced, and I have my Belgian endives. So this particular recipe is a caramelized leeks and Belgian endives, okay, with a hint of smoked Gouda. So that is going to be also added to our flavorings, and that's going to be delicious. Now, if you don't have smoked Gouda, you can also use smoked mozzarella, but I am choosing to use smoked Gouda because that's what I have on hand. And also we're going to be using some thyme. That's it. Super easy, not a lot of complicated recipe items. So our pan is heating up, so now I'm going to add in my butter. And then once I add in my butter, I'm going to add in about a tablespoon of olive oil, and I don't measure this, so you don't measure either. It's not even necessary to measure items, so I'm just going to use 1 tablespoon. Once you start learning what a tablespoon is and what is not, then you'll know easily how to spot with your eyes to see exactly what it is. And we're going to just stir this around a little, make sure it's not in my pan. And now I'm going to add in my first set of items, which is my leeks. Make sure that they're tucked in nice. So I'm going to lay them down like that. So make sure that doesn't come. You know, I'm just going to take this off. Lay this one down. And I'm going to just want to double check and make sure that it is clean on the inside, which it is. I'm going to lay this one down. And I have room for 1 more. Now, whenever you're putting items in your brazier, you want to make sure that you're not overcrowding your pan. So I'm going to put that one in. And now I have 1 more, but this one's very small. So because this one's very small, I'm going to put it in here. And that's it. And anything else that you don't need, right now while this is braising, which should take about maybe 3 minutes, while this is braising, browning, caramelizing, while this is caramelizing, not braising, While this is caramelizing, we want to make sure that anything around you that you're not going to be using anymore, this is a perfect opportunity to just get rid of it. So I'm going to put away my garbage. So this is what I just use this. I don't compost, but if I did, this would definitely be my I would put this in here temporarily. So I'm going to put this in here just to get it out of my way. And in that way, once I'm finished, I can just take this plastic and fold it up and dump it in the garbage. So I don't have to worry about just garbage smelling in my home like after a day if I'm not ready to take the garbage out really quick. So that's what we can do with that. Okay. So now that that's out of the way, this is great. This is caramelizing, and that's exactly what we want today. We want caramelized. Let's see if we can. Perfect. So this is going to be caramelized leeks, and see, we're already starting to get some nice color. You see that? So if you're trying to lose weight, keep the weight off. If you're trying to get to your ideal size, the size that you feel the most comfortable in, you definitely want to make sure that you are cooking food in the right way. Because if you're adding too much fat to food, if you're adding the wrong ingredients, then you don't want your body to store fat. You want your body to start eliminating fat. And you want to feel lighter. You want your any crazy hormonal levels that you're having, you want them to start to diminish. And the only way to do that is to make sure that you're eating with the right foods. And one thing I've noticed is that a lot of women do not know how to cook vegetables. And I'm going to admit right now, for a long time, I was the same way. I just didn't know how to cook a lot of different types of vegetables. And there are so many vegetables in the market. When you go in, you look, and 9 times out of 10, you stick to the same ones. Broccoli, which tends to be, I've seen more people overcook them. Some sort of a greens, maybe a lettuce, and cabbage or tomatoes, something very safe. So I want to challenge you. When you work with me in my cooking course, Chic Cooking Academy, I'm challenging you to change that, step outside of the box, and learn how to cook with a variety of vegetables. Look, the last time I did a cooking class live here, I did cider braised cabbage, and it was a beautiful, beautiful purple cabbage, and it corresponded with my local colors. This one I'm doing, it corresponds with bright green. We're in the spring season here in the Midwest, so we are embracing more colorful, beautiful colors. The more colors that you wear, the more you should cook with. So this should, let's see how this looks now. You want to make sure that it stays together so you don't want to break it. Isn't that beautiful? So we're going to turn this over. Be careful because it is hot. We're going to turn it over. And then the other one. Turn this over. And then our last one, we'll turn that one over. So I'm going to add just a little more oil. And as this is caramelizing, make sure it's covered. We're going to make sure that our other ingredients are ready as well. So our other ingredients that we're going to add, next we're going to be adding in, now that we're done with this, we can put this in the sink. Whoop, out of the way. Our next ingredient that we're going to be adding is Belgian endive. And this is one of the most classy. These two are one of the most classy vegetables for me, besides the eggplant. This is very classy. I mean, being able to cook with leeks and they bring out the natural flavors and aromas. It smells good, and now we're at a point where we want to add in a little flavor. So at this point, so we're going to add in some pepper. Because if you're cooking, you definitely want to make sure that everything you have has flavor. You just cook bland food. Well, that would be ridiculous. That would not be good at all. So I'm going to put some salt on there. And turn it back over. Look at that. Turn it back over. This is beautiful. This is really, really beautiful. It's coming out great. Turn it over again. So I want to make sure that salt is on the back side. Okay. Make sure it's tightened. So my salt and pepper is on it, which means it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And now that that's in there, now I'm going to add in my next ingredient, which is my endive. So I'm going to take this piece off. It's a little brown on the side, and presentation is everything when you're cooking. And even if you're not cooking for someone else, hospitality starts with yourself first. So you definitely want to make sure that you are cooking amazing food. So I'm going to add in my Belgian endive next. I'm going to put it skins presentation side down. So this is going to be my presentation side. So I'm just going to lay this down inside of my brazier. And then I have another one. These are not like the leeks. I didn't have to wash out the inside, so this is fine. So I'm going to put this in there as well. And I have one more. So I'm going to do 4. I have some in there already. I'm just going to cut this slices down the middle. And I'm leaving the ends on because I want to make sure that, double check this. So I want to make sure that they don't fall apart. These are very fragile. And that's what I love about the Belgian endive is that they're so feminine to me. They are like, they don't know that they're feminine, but they're feminine to me. So I'm just going to put that right in there. So as you see, when you're trying to lose weight, when you're trying to maintain your size, you really need to make sure you're cooking with the right ingredients, that you're cooking with beautiful, flavorful food. Look at that. This is beautiful. These are caramelized leeks and caramelized endive. So now we're going to add in our last 2 more tablespoons of oil. I'm using olive oil for this because these are vegetables. And I just want to make sure that they kind of heat down on a medium. So if you're in my cooking class, Chic Cooking Academy, or if you're enrolled right now, well, at this point, this is one of the new recipes that I'm including. So just like I'm on camera with you right now, I'm teaching how to do this. I'm showing you exactly what I'm doing. I'm telling you the lines. That is exactly how it is when you're part of the Chic Cooking Academy. You are virtual with me. But see, right now, if you have a question, you have to put it in the little chat. So I can't really see or talk to you. I can't see you. I can't talk to you. But when you're in the Chic Cooking Academy with me, then you and I see each other face to face, and there's usually other students in the course as well. And we get an opportunity. You get to ask me questions right out. You get to talk to me. So that's the fun thing about it. So I'm not just giving you a bunch of recipes and saying, here, go do this. But I'm with you. I'm showing you what mine looks like. I have an overhead camera that's looking over my food. You're seeing what I'm doing. You're repeating what I'm doing. We're talking about what I'm doing. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm explaining it. So when you walk away, the next time you see that technique, you know exactly how to do it. So now that I have, so I'm going to turn this over. Because really, if you notice this, it doesn't take long for this particular vegetable to get some beautiful caramelized color. I explain all of that in my course. If you don't know what caramelized means, I explain all of that in my course. So this, oh my goodness, this smells amazing. Totally smells amazing. So I'm going to turn these over and just give it about maybe 3 minutes. I also have my broiler on because I'm going to make sure that these have a little bit of salt on them. Because you want to make sure that when you're cooking, that food has lots of flavor. You want to bring out the natural flavors in your food. So the natural flavors of the sugars in the food will come out. So you definitely want to make sure that you're cooking in the right way. This, I'm so tempted to taste it. You know what? This is going to be my piece, my first piece of taste right there. And I'm not even finished yet. So perfect, the color looks great. So now I'm going to start adding in, building on my flavor. So I'm going to add in my garlic, which I have sliced. And I'm going to add in my thyme. I'm going to keep a few of these set aside because I'm going to use a few later. So I'm going to two aside. I'm just going to place this on top. I'm not going to break this up because there's no reason to. And then after I make sure it's all covered, now I'm going to add in my liquid. So I'm adding in my liquid, and my liquid of choice is milk. It's not apple cider because it's not the apple cider braised cabbage. So I'm adding in chicken stock. And I talk about why I use chicken stock in my course as well, why cook with chicken stock versus cooking with something else like chicken broth, what is the difference, which one is more flavorful, why is it more flavorful. So I sort of give you the whys and the behind the scene of things as we're cooking together in the Chic Cooking Academy. So let's see. So we're just going to let this hang out for a few minutes. And it smells nice, very nice. This is so beautiful. I love beautiful food. Food should not only taste good, but food should look good. So when you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to keep your weight off, everything should be pretty. You know how it is? Let me explain it this way. You know how when you start to really feel good in your skin, you wear bright colors, you wear colors that make you feel good. And it really doesn't matter what skin tone you are. You can wear colors. It's just wearing the right color. Every skin tone has colors that are right for them. If you're lighter than I am, you're darker than I am, you're more olive, whatever skin tone you are, you can definitely wear nice, and I don't mean bright like fluorescent colors, but just nice, beautiful colors. So if you notice, I'm wearing colors because it's spring, I feel good, the weather is good. We don't have sun today, but it's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that. So I'm bringing the sunshine to myself. So I'm wearing very sunny colors. And I'm making food that represents spring. I'm wearing food that represents the season. We have our leeks, we have our Belgian endives, which we're just going to allow the liquid to come down just a little. And I'm going to taste this while I'm waiting for that. And I'll let you know what it tastes like. That's very good. That's very, very good. So this will braise. So I'm going to turn my heat up just a little. No, turn it to medium. I don't want this. I don't want it to cook. I don't want to boil this, so I'm not going to turn my heat up. I'm going to keep it on a nice medium, gentle flow. And there's a reason for that. And now I'm just going to turn this over because remember I told you that was my presentation side. So I'm going to turn this over because this is going to be my presentation side. And the leeks just look amazing. This is so beautiful. So I'm going to turn them over because I'm going to place them in my pan just like that. Actually, what I'm going to do with this is to give it maybe 3 more minutes, and then make sure my thyme is in there. My garlic is down in there, so I get all of those delicious flavors together. And notice how my Belgian endive looks now. See how pretty that is? And I'm holding it. See, I didn't take it apart here. So once it's in your plate, of course, you can use your knife and fork very chic way and eat from here up. We have to start learning to eat being more present, eat being more mindful, and eat with beauty in mind. And when you're losing weight, when you're trying to lose weight, when you're trying to keep your weight off, how you eat is just as important as everything that you do in between. So if you're trying to lose weight, you know how you start doing simple things like juicing all the time and, you know, drinking smoothies all the time and eating salads all the time. It's enough of that. Seriously, it's enough. It's enough of that. I'm like so sick of that. That is so basic. That is very basic cooking, and you deserve more. It's like being at a job or being at a company or having your own business and always doing the basics, but never bringing yourself up a level. So that's what I want to do. I want to challenge you to bring up your culinary skills. Get them away from being just basic. And this is a very basic recipe, but you notice how elegant it became. So this is, there's my endive head. These are very fibrous vegetables, so we definitely want to make sure that we don't want to break them down completely 100%, but we want them to break through just a little. So I'm going to turn this back over. Like I said, just be careful you don't burn yourself. The Belgian endives I'm going to leave just like that because I don't want them to overcook. So we're almost at the point. My liquid has reduced quite a bit. And what I'm going to do now is I just want to check my nose really quick. So I'm going to cover these because I want to make sure that the steam stays in. And once I cover them, the liquid will reduce more. And then I'm going to give this about 3 minutes. And then after the 3 minutes, I'm going to put my last ingredient, which is the Gouda cheese. Very good. You should always taste your ingredients. So I'm going to put the Gouda cheese on top of it. And then I'm going to pop it in my brazier, I'm going to pop it in. See, I'm getting hungry now, just thinking about this. So I'm going to pop it in my broiler, and just for 2 minutes. And then just to let the cheese melt and to get a nice little brown on it. And that's it. That's it. This is a very chic and elegant entree. This will go perfect with something like a protein. I want to also get you away from the idea that dinner and lunch has to be this 3-4 course meals. It doesn't have to be that way. You can have this with just a piece of protein. If you're a vegetarian or you're doing a vegetarian day, you can have this with some whole grains. So you don't have to eat a lot of foods to be satiated, because your body and your stomach can only handle so much food at one given time. So the best way to lose weight and to keep weight off is to make sure that you're eating food properly, you're cooking it properly, and you're using the right techniques, making sure that it's full of flavor and lots of taste as well. So it's been about 2 minutes. I'm going to give it 1 more minute, take the top off, and then I'm going to pop this into my broiler for a few minutes, and I'm going to turn my stove off. And this really hasn't been that long that I've been cooking this. If I wasn't talking, more than likely I would have been finished by now. So it also goes to show you that you don't have to be in the kitchen a long time when it comes to making elegant food at home. And that's something that we also talk about in my Chic Cooking Academy. So I want to make sure that you're educated as well. It's not me just saying, oh, you need to cook chic, you need to be chic, but to know how to do it. And your life, like I said, your life is here now. And just thinking about the last year, one of my previous students that I work with, she said, I didn't realize how my cooking wasn't that great until I was stuck at home with myself. And she said, now that I'm at home with myself, she said, I realize that my skills are limited. My choices are limited because I can't, eat out wherever I want to, whenever I want to, because, life is just not quite the same. So she said, I'm just not really feeling good about things right now. So that was one of the things that moved her to want to work with me, because she wanted to elevate her culinary skills and take them to the next level, to make sure that she knows how to always dine chic and elegant at home. So let's see. Yes. I'm gonna sit this over here. Turn off my burner. We don't need that on anymore. And then we're gonna add our cheese. And then we're gonna take these out. We don't need these anymore, so we're gonna take this out. Take that out, take this one out. And then, what else? Where else? I threw more in there, so I'm sure there's more somewhere. I don't see it. They probably started breaking down. So the ones that I wanted to get, they're out. So I'm going to finish up and add the rest of my Gouda on top. And I'm thinking, I have a vintage stove, so I'm not going to put this in the burner, in my broiler. I'm just going to pop this in my oven on a really high temperature. And next, what protein are you pairing this with? So what protein am I pairing this with? You know what I noticed at the store? We don't have a lot of choices anymore. I remember growing up, I'm going to answer your question. I remember growing up and seeing so many different types of protein in the market, even in Whole Foods. But now when I go to Whole Foods, I feel like it's the same thing over and over. So yesterday I said to myself, what do you want to eat? Do you want to eat a turkey? Which I have a turkey breast, but I didn't want to unfreeze that. So I decided to go with steak. Yep, it's my once a month. It's the first steak I've had of this month. I try to have red meat at least once a month, not every time. So I'm having steak. And now that that's done, I'm going to pop this in the broiler. So I'm going to use my, make sure that let's see. First I'm going to check my broiler to make sure that it's not, I'm going to pop it in. Only because I'm putting it in for a few minutes. I'm going to keep the top off. So this should be fine. This is your favorite, the leeks or the endives? Because both of them are really good. Whoops. Where'd you go? I thought I got rid of you. Okay, so I'm going to, my broiler's on. I'm going to pop these in for a few minutes, and I'm going to use another set of gloves to take it out. Well, gloves and mittens, because, the broiler is very hot. So I'm going to pop this in for like about 2 minutes, and then I'm going to plate it on, that's the other thing. Making sure that you have the right thing to plate it on. So I'm going to pop this in the oven right now, in my broiler, and then, so I'll pop it in there for a few minutes. I want to plate this, actually, I don't need to replate it, because what it's in is pretty enough. I don't have to replate it on anything, so I'm just going to leave it on that. And that's it. That is a very simple dish to prepare, and it's vegetables. So only 2 minutes. So I'm going to take it out. I didn't take it out yet. I just turned it to make sure that all other sides get a nice browning as well. And then once I finish, I'll let you see exactly what it looks like. So it's going to be so beautiful. I can't wait to taste that, especially with the Gouda cheese. Like I said, you could do mozzarella cheese if you want to, but I chose to do Gouda. And this is very paleo friendly. It's very keto friendly. Let's see. Okay. Ooh. I'm so in love. This is amazing. Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness, this is so amazing. This looks so good. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna turn this up because I want you to see this. Let's turn off my burner. Ooh, it's hot. It's hot, I'm hot. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So, this is amazing. I just had lunch like about 2 hours ago and I made this already, but I was so excited about making it I couldn't wait until dinner to make this. So you can serve this now, but because I have it in a Le Creuset brazier, it can hang out for a while, and then I'm going to do my steak. And this here, let me show you something, because often we feel like when you're doing a steak, like the steak needs a sauce. The steak, if not, it's just kind of on the dry side. So this is a beautiful sauce, and it has produced a beautiful sauce for your steak as well. Because look at this. Look. Get out of my way. So on the very this is amazing, and it's just a little left. So you have this beautiful sauce left behind. So even with this steak or chicken or a fish or whatever you choose to do, work with it. I mean, this will be perfect with a fish, but I already had fish, so I don't want another fish. And I already had chicken. I just finished the last of it today, so I didn't want any more chicken. So this would be perfect on anything. There is no, you can do this with it. You can serve this with anything. Like I said, you can do it with any grains. You can do it with any protein. This would be perfect. So if you're trying to lose weight and maintain your weight, start cooking food with more color, with more je ne sais quoi, that certain something, that certain element of pizzazz. Because the first person that you serve when you eat is yourself. So you want to make sure that everything that you're doing, everything that you're eating is delicious, is tasty, it has lots of flavor. And if you don't know how to do it, I got you. I'm here. I support you. I will definitely show you how to do it. And this is easy. My course is an 8-week course. It's the Chic Cooking Academy. And the Chic Cooking Academy, everything that I just did here, all of these techniques, and I did about 3 different techniques in this one pot. Yep, 3. So I did 3 different techniques in this one pot. And I teach you all the techniques in the Chic Cooking Academy. I teach you how to do it, when to do it, why do it. Even in terms of like the pairings that I added to this, like why did I use smoked Gouda? Why didn't I just use something like Parmesan? Why did I choose to use garlic? And why didn't I put the garlic in when I first turned on my oven with the butter and the olive oil? Why did I put it in when I put it in? Why did I put it in after the leeks instead of before the leeks? So all of that is what you learn in my Chic Cooking Academy, so that you can be an amazing, so you can be basically the best cook in being able to serve yourself delicious, healthy, and chic. And that way you will lose the weight, keep the weight off, maintain the weight, and also reduce those female raging hormones. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you make this entree, please, please, please make it and take a picture and post it in a group, because I would love to see how you've duplicated this. And okay, so if there are any questions, please pop them into the comment box so I can answer them. If there's not, voila, that's it. So I'm going to in this video. And as always, ladies, stay beautiful and healthy. Ciao.